Welcome to the Record Machine Show podcast. And now, here's your host, James Michael Hollenstein.
We got a great show for you today, folks. Reggae recording artist Koulie is on the program. But first, we're going to open up the show with one of his singles titled Rockers. And then we're going to dive right in to the interview. Let's do this.
Dreadlocks flying through the air. Big singer cool. And all I've got is love. Rastafari. Hey. Do you really love me? Yeah. Rastafari. Do you really love me? Gracious love. Big up our music lovers. I'm a reggae rocker. Do you love me? 6 feet tall, straight from over the own. Do you love me? Play the music that I love. Do you love me? Vibrations sent from up above. And do you love me? Yeah. He's a rocker, she's a rocker. Rocking to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rockin' to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. Roots rocking, there ain't nothing locking. Foundation groove, there ain't no stopping. East, west, north, and south, that's what's happening. Article vibration, that's what's popping. Man and woman, they in a rub and dub style. Original thing, this hardcore to the style. The music is love, the vibration so high, girl. Tell me that you love me, on my face you put a smile. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rocking to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rockin' to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. Dreadlocks flying through the air. Do you love me? All I've got is enough love to share. Do you love me? Yeah. No matter what the people say, I keep on jamming every day. And do you love me? Yeah. Do you love me? Yeah. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rocking to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. Oh, ja, whoa, yeah. I continually rock the song on. And we are rockers from creation, unified. The highest vibration is love. Love. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rocking to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. He's a rocker, she's a rocker, rocking to my melody. I'm a rockin', you're a rockin', to my reggae melody. He's a rocker, she's a rocker. No matter what the people say, I keep on jamming every day. Rollin', rockin', rollin'.
You just heard Rockers by Koulie, and we have him on the line. Let's bring him in.
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing? How you doing, my brother? Yes, blessed. Greetings.
Where are you at today?
Where am I at today?
Yeah, where you live?
I live in Georgia.
Oh,
yes.
You're in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes, yes. Well, not Atlanta, not the city. Well, yes, not too far from Georgia, not too far from the city.
Oh, okay. Where are you originally from?
Well, where I'm originally from is Miami, Florida. I was born in Miami, Florida, raised in Georgia, and I was born to a Jamaican mother and an American father. My father was from Alabama, and my mother was born in Kingston, Jamaica. And I have Jamaican grandparents, and so that's the roots and the culture.
Tell me about your musical background. When did you first get involved in music?
I got involved in music, I would say, so pretty much the grounds is like I grew up in a musical family. So I was always influenced by music when it comes to just hearing music or listening to my aunties sing, listening to my granddad. My grandfather was a great guitar player. And so I've always had those influences from a young child, a youth. My mother also sang background. She was a background vocalist for Barris Hammond.
Nice.
And she was also signed to Barris Hammond as well, to his label Harmony House, which is still running today. So I've always had a musical influence. I didn't start taking music serious as far as like me actually recording and doing music until about 16 years old.
Okay.
And so, I've been doing it for over a decade, maybe about 15 years.
Nice. So growing up, who were some of your biggest musical influence that would you say shaped your style?
Well, I mean, it's kind of peculiar. It's a little different, because I grew up in the States, and so hip hop was the main influence, on our life or on our musical journey first. And so I always tell the story. I started writing and really just getting into lyrics and learning how to put lyrics together and create songs. And my grandma, I never forget this day. My grandma, she ended up finding some of my lyrics, And when she found the lyrics, I had curse words in the lyrics and thing. And she said, you can't do this. You cannot do this. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I started to write more clean, I wasn't so explicit, the explicit thing that I just kind of put that out of my mind. And I started to write clean lyrics and conscious lyrics. It wasn't until later on where, I was doing hip hop for a while. I started recording at about 16, started recording and getting in studios and things like that. And I started performing at a club called Vibes Nightclub in Decatur, Georgia. Vibes Nightclub. That's like a milestone for me because they were the first ones to say, yeah, come and perform here. And, and I started to build my confidence on the stage, which is very important when you're becoming an artist, You have to have that confidence. And so, so I just started doing that. But then as time went by and the landscape of hip hop started to change, because there's a time period where hip hop was actually really motivational as far as the lyrics and the message in the music. The music had a lot of substance. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now we're in this generation and in this time or this era where the music is just folly to me. I love hip hop. Don't get it wrong. I would never disrespect the art form. As far as the messages and what they're speaking about, I don't agree with it. And as I started to grow in age and become wiser, and Rastafari also found because I'm a Rasta man. I said, no, I can't see myself in this landscape of hip hop. And so I started to shift and started to listen to some different things and study my culture, my roots more. And I said, you know what? Reggae music sound nice. Yeah.
Everybody loves reggae music.
Yeah. So when it comes to the reggae music, I have the influences like, of course, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer, Bob Marley, because, they were a group, but then they also split up and they all had solo careers as well. The Congos, Lee Scratch Perry, Hemp Tones, Jacob Miller and the Inner Circle. That's just to name a few. I mean, there's so many reggae legends that came before me or reggae forefathers. There's just so many of them. So that's just to name a few. So I would never disrespect any reggae artist that had anything to do with building the groundation or the foundation of reggae. I love them. I love them and salute them. It's just too many to name.
Yeah. Let's talk about some songs. This podcast will feature two of yours, Twice the Journey and Rockers. What's the story behind the songs?
Well, okay. So the story behind Rockers is like, once I started really taking reggae music serious and really starting to, develop, my mama introduced me to someone by the name of Bobby York. And Bobby Bobby York is a big time reggae producer. He has an imprint called Fat Eyes, a production company called Fat Eyes Production. He's worked with some of the. I mean, if anybody that's watching this or hears this audio, they'll know who Bobby York is. He's worked with a lot of great artists, some pop artists, not only reggae artists. And so Bobby started to send me different tracks, which we call rhythm. You know what I'm saying? In Jamaica, he sent me different rhythms. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I started to work on them. I was sending them right forward. It's not like I'm not one of those artists that take weeks or months to create a song.
Right.
And so I was doing it the same night, or I get it done the next day and then forward it to him, send it to him. And he's like, man, he was impressed. So he keeps sending me rhythms and I keep forwarding it to him. And then so eventually I started visiting Jamaica more, because I visited when I was younger, but I don't remember everything, but I started visiting more and building a relationship with Bobby. And I would go home and work on my craft more. And so I had got one rhythm from a producer on Facebook. He sent me a rhythm and he said, man, I want you to do something with this. And so the thing that came to mind was the Jacob Miller Inner Circle, because the song Rockers is actually inspired by an artist named Jacob Miller. He had a song called We Are Rockers, and it's actually the soundtrack of a movie called Rockers, which is a Jamaican classic, as far as movies are concerned. Mm-hmm. And so I recorded it, and I put my own twist to it, so it wouldn't be a cover fully, because a cover is when you literally sing a song word for word,
Right.
This was not a cover, so I switched some of the lyrics up. And so I sent it to Bobby, and Bobby said, yo, this is the one right here. And so now he says, who you want to get on this? Who you want to get on this? And so I say, well, Sizzla Kalonji, because I love Sizzla. That's one of my favorite reggae artists as well. He said, yo, you want to get Sizzla on this? I said, yeah. He said, okay. I said, is that possible? Because, Sizzla Kalonji is a big icon when it comes to reggae music, and in the reggae space, he's an icon. Nice. Nothing short of an icon. Yeah, so I said, is that possible? He said, yeah, man. He said, yeah, man, we got to do it. So I said, okay, true. Okay, cool. And so now I go to Jamaica and visit, and he kept his word. I end up getting a chance to go link with Sizzla Kalonji personally on his land, which is called Judgment Yard. He has a compound, that he called the Judgment Yard. And when you reach there, because when you go there, you pass through the gates. The first thing you see is the King, Haile Selassie, and the Empress Menen on the gates. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You see the Star of David. You see the 6-point Star of David. You see different things where okay, yeah, I'm on his land for sure. And we end up walking straight to his gates. And Sizzla Kalonji come outside. He greet me. We get to reason for a few. We snap a photo and build. And that's I would say that is the best and strongest moment of my career. And it probably will forever be. Because I really respect when people give you a strength, especially when they don't have to do anything for you. Sizzla Kalonji, he doesn't have to do anything for anyone. It's not about money with him. It's more about principle and who the person is. So you can't buy those kind of people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm just giving it a little context, because I couldn't just go to him with 10,000, 15,000. Hey, here, man, I do a song. No, it don't work like that. You have to be cut from a certain cloth. Right. You have to have some kind of principle about yourself that he can see for him to say yes and agree to do something with you. So, so once he did that, we were supposed to get in the studio, and we didn't get a chance to get in the studio. And so I end up having to leave the island. And once I leave, Bobby York was in the studio. He's showing me footage on WhatsApp of him in the studio with Sizzla Kalonji working on the song and doing the verse. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So that was like, I was like, yes, oh my goodness, it actually happened. That was a big thing for my career. And so, yes, that's the story about Rockers. So that's how Rockers came to be. Twice the Journey is more of, me just linking with different producers in Georgia. And I linked with a producer by the name of Fly Guy. And Fly Guy send me a pack. Producers send a pack. They usually send more than one. They send 3 to 5 productions, And so I heard that production, and it wants to have like a Afro beat type of feel almost. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what? Well, let me do something on this one and just make it ambiguous. Like if you listen to the lyrics, it's really ambiguous. It may sound like it could be left open for interpretation for the listener. Mm-hmm. So someone can say like, yeah, Journeys of Love, or Twice the Journey. I'm saying Journeys of Love. They can, think it relates to their woman or whatever, but I'm not singing to a woman. I'm singing to the Most High. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wanted to leave it ambiguous so people can so it could be open for interpretation and people could like it in their own way. Yes.
Nice. Now there's a music video for that track as well, right?
You know what? No, there's just there's a lyric video for it.
Oh, okay.
There's a lyric video. Yeah. I don't know if you had a chance to hear Thanks and Praise. I have a music video for Thanks and Praise, and also I did a remake of Send in the Clowns.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I love that song. So I did a remake for Send in the Clowns, and I did a video for that one as well.
Will there be a video for Twice the Journey?
You know what? Maybe if the people demand it. I'm really big on people demanding certain things. You know what I mean? Because I know that there's a thing called supply and demand, and I'm at a point where I want to see the followers and the family, because I really don't even like the follow thing, I want to see the family and people that embrace the music to request certain things, and I would do those things. But right now we're fully independent. We can't spend too much money on things that just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
things that people don't really demand. And we have to make sure that we are good stewards of our money and place it in a proper direction, so that we can, or invest in the proper things so that we can maximize our potential.
Right. So anybody who wants to check out the song and the lyric video, they certainly can go to your YouTube page, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can you describe your typical songwriting process? Do you begin with lyrics or the melody?
You know what, honestly, I know it might sound cliche or just whatever, but, I start with prayer. I start with meditation or iditation, what we say in Rastafari, iditation. I start with those things because I have to meditate. I'm not just here to just write anything or just put anything out there, So I actually pray and become, open myself so that way I can be, I try to approach tracks empty as possible so that way I can be filled up with inspiration from the Most High Jah. So that's truly my writing process. I don't have a particular, I'm gonna start with the hook or start with the bridge or the chorus or the verse,
Right.
It just flows like a river. The river just flows. So I like to be like those things, like natural things. I like for it to have a natural process. Mm-hmm.
Nice. What tools, software, or instruments are essential in your songwriting?
Tools, Pro Tools. I need computer. Of course, I need all of the technology. So I use Pro Tools. I know different people use different things. I have my own studio actually in my home. So I've actually graduated to that point. That's a great place to be because I don't really like to mix up too much with too many people in the studio, I like to just just kind of in my own zone. Guitar is always essential because I play guitar as well.
Nice.
So, guitar is essential. And yeah, that's pretty much about it right now. I'm looking to form a band very soon. And so I'll be doing a lot more live instrumentation when it comes to the music.
Now, you mentioned a collaboration a few moments ago. Do you plan on doing any more collaborating with any other artists?
Yes, most definitely. I'll be doing a lot more collaborative. However, I won't speak on it prematurely because, it's just something you learn as you grow. You just wait for things to kind of materialize fully, and then you're able to expound on it. But yes, I'm definitely working with some more reggae artists, some big time reggae artists. This particular track, Rockers, this single is actually, it was composed by a lot of great musicians. One of them is Paul Castick. He played the drums on it. He owns an imprint called Grooves Galore Music. Paul Castick plays drums for the like of Maxi Priest, Tess and Chin out of Jamaica, Diana King, and different people. He even played drums for Shaggy at one point.
Wow.
So he's definitely a top tier drummer. He composed it as far as like putting all of the instruments together and structuring the music. And on the background vocal, the lady singing on those background vocal is Adina Myrie. And Adina Myrie is the sister of Buju Banton. Buju Banton, I'm sure you're familiar with Buju Banton as well.
Yeah, I've heard. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a lot of moving parts, but Bobby York on the engineering. So it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to Rockers, and then of course Sister Kalunji himself.
Awesome. What are your thoughts on the rise of streaming services and their impact on artists' revenue?
I honestly think it's probably one of the greatest atrocities, to happen when it comes to music. These platforms aren't paying artists anything.
Right.
Just to be honest with you, it's like less than a penny. It's much more less than even a penny itself. So it's really robbery. Yeah, that's what I think. They're robbing the artists. But us as artists must step up. See, a lot of people come to me and they say, yo, well, you need to build your own website and put your music on the website and make the listeners go to the website. That's not likely. That doesn't even make sense. There's not. Majority of people follow the most easiest path.
Right.
We're in a time where if you send somebody information, they need a link to go to it. They can't. They don't want to think or critically think on how to search for anything.
Exactly right.
This is just the time that we're in. You know what I mean? There's no critical thinking is totally out the window. So you think that if I build a website and I put my music on the website and I'm not even a big time artist, I'm not even a top 10 artist or something like that, you think they're going to go out of their way to go to my website? It doesn't work like that. They're going to want you to be on either Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, Pandora. You know what I mean? Et cetera, et cetera. They're going to want you to be on these DSPs. They're not going to go out the way because, I mean, now maybe like a Kanye West can do that. You know what I mean? Right. Or for reggae's sake, a Damian Marley or something like that. But the bigger guys aren't even doing that. Exactly. So there's nothing for us to even follow as smaller artists. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like if we were to even see them step up in that way, the big guys, to where we could say, oh, wow, and they can give us a blueprint, then we can kind of go off of that. But we have nothing to go off of. Yeah. So it's a serious struggle when it comes to that. It's a very serious struggle when it comes to that.
Yeah, I miss the old days when people bought, physical copies of music.
Right. It make it just, yes, my brother, because it was tangible. Right. You like the whole effect of touching the CD, seeing your favorite artist, looking at the cover, looking through, looking at the credits, Yeah. That's why when you hear me speak, I go out of my way to let it be known about the information about what it took to develop these tracks, because people don't look at the producer and like these things are important.
Right. And back in the day.
Being an artist is like the last thing. You're just the front man. You know what I'm saying? You're just the face of it. Yeah. But there's so much behind an artist. You know what I mean? That makes an artist an artist.
It's a whole team. It's a whole team.
It's a whole team. It's a whole team of people. But people that's what I mean. As far as just like all of those things are gone. That inquisitiveness and that wanting to know and wanting that desire of wanting to see how something was developed is just kind of gone. They just want to see a product.
Do you have any shows or upcoming projects you want to talk about?
You know what? Honestly, I have a visual that I'll be working on next month for a single that I'll be releasing at the top of the year, first quarter, in January. I don't have a specific date yet, but I know for sure it'll be released in January. It's called Nati. Once again, composed by Paul Castic and Grooves Galore. I'm gonna be doing a lot of work with. People will be hearing that name a lot. Anybody that keeps up with Koulie when it comes to music and my journey, you'll definitely be hearing Grooves Galore, Paul Castic a lot. He's just impeccable when it comes to composition, when it comes to drumming, when it comes to skills on how to put songs together. He is impeccable. You know what I mean? When it comes to production, we're releasing a song called Nati. It is an amazing record. I mean, this is probably, how like when an artist, like I've done it for a long time, and I can honestly say this record is like I've never sound so great. Like the overall sound is just like one of the greatest records I've ever done up until this time right now.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing that when it comes out.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I'll be sure to send it your way. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Now, are there any venues, festivals, or countries where you haven't performed yet you aspire to in the future? You know what?
Honestly, I've been doing some interviews. I did an interview recently for a radio station based out of Mexico. Okay. I did an interview for a radio station based out of Germany. And so I'm kind of touching those international pockets. I cannot wait to get out there and connect with people, and just travel the world based on music and get to connect with different musicians, people, artists. So yeah, I'm looking forward to traveling to those areas. It's definitely in the works. Like I said, I'm just so fresh when it comes to this reggae journey that I'm really just building everything from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Now, are there a lot of reggae festivals?
There are plenty of reggae festivals. I definitely plan on being on a bunch of those next year. For sure.
Have you seen that documentary on Peacock yet about reggae?
No, I surely haven't.
It's called Reggaeton. It's I think it's a 4-part series. It's on the Peacock app. I was actually going to start watching that today, but I lost track of time and because I was doing other things. But it definitely looks interesting. I might check it out tonight.
Oh yeah, I might definitely check. I will definitely check that out as well. Anything reggae, I'm on top of it. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out
Awesome.
for sure.
Now, where can the listeners go to learn more about you?
Honestly, they can go to just go to any of my platforms as far as like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of those different platforms as far as social media. And yeah, you can get to know me that way. You can also look at my bio. I just actually had an article released on the Jamaican Star, which is like a big reggae, a big platform in Jamaica. So yeah, they can go to that website. They can go to different, like just Google Koulie. Really, honestly, if you just Google me, you'll see my bio come up and things like that. And the name is Koulie. Once again, Koulie, because a lot of people, they like to spell it Coolie.
Right.
And just to give some context to the name, my name personally, it came from me growing up in a Jamaican household, and when my grandparents when my grandparents' friends come over, they will say, "Oh, he looked like a Koulie." You see what I'm saying? Which would be a Native American, because a lot of natives were in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Before the Africans even came to Jamaica. So yeah, so they it's based on that. And a Koulie pretty much is just somebody they say with nice hair, and he looked like a Native American. You know what I mean?
That's fun. That's cool though. Now, is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Well, honestly, I just like to mention, well, you know what? I didn't even get a chance to, because we jumped right into it. So I definitely want to say, before I start any interview, I definitely like to say greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I Jah, Rastafari, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, Earth, rightful ruler. We can never forget the Empress Menen, which is the divine feminine. So we have divine masculine and the divine feminine, which is the balance of the universe. I want to definitely say that. I want to say, Rastafari, when you're thinking of Koulie, or you're discussing Koulie or learning about Koulie, you have to know that Rastafari is the cornerstone, the head cornerstone, and the foundation of Koulie. You see what I'm saying? So that's where Koulie get his principle from. That's where Koulie get all of his teachings from, his discipline from, his mentality from. You see what I'm saying? The Rastafari creed is, may the sick be nourished, hungry be fed, aged be protected, the naked be clothed, and the infants be cared for. So I must do all of those things. I'm not here to just do music and make money. I'm here to be of service to the people.
Awesome. Well, Koulie, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really dig the tunes that were sent over to me, and I'm looking forward to hearing that new one when it comes out.
Oh, most definitely. I'm excited to share it. I'm very excited to share it.
Well, let's stay in touch, and when the new one comes out, I'd love to have you back on the show, all right?
Yes, most definitely. I'll be in touch for sure.
All right, brother. Well, you have a great afternoon, and let's stay in touch, all right?
All right. Bless my brother. I give so much thanks, man. I must say, I appreciate love, because we don't say appreciate. So when I say appreciate love, I'm just explaining what I'm saying. But yeah, I appreciate love, the opportunity, and I give thanks for you to even wanting to do an interview with me and give me a chance,
You're welcome. And like I said, anytime, my friend, just give me an email or a text or something like that. I'd love to have you back. All right.
Yes, my brother. Yes. Peace and love. Yes. Rastafari.
All right. Good afternoon, my friend.
All right. Bless. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Wherever you go, I'm willing to follow. Praying to Jah, we see tomorrow. Journeys of love, living our lives. They say it's fun, can we live twice? Wherever you go, I'm willing to travel. Walk through the fire, the snow, and the gravel. They say it's one, can we live twice? Journeys of love, living our lives. When will we go? What shall we see? Once we arrive, who will we be? Knock at the door, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready. No one is guaranteed tomorrow, so it's today we forget sorrow. Knock at the door, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready. Wherever you go, I'm willing to follow. Praying to Jah, we see tomorrow. Journeys of love, living our lives. They say it's fun, can we live twice? Wherever you go, I'm willing to travel. Walk through the fire, the snow, and the gravel. They say it's one, can we live twice? Journeys of love, living our lives. Breathe with a smile, dance for a while, shake off the sorrow. We see tomorrow, we've overcome. Shine like the sun, let us rejoice. Victory's won. Breathe with a smile, let us rejoice. Victory's won wherever you go. I'm willing to follow, praying to Jah. We see tomorrow. Journeys of love, living our lives. They say it's one, can we live twice? Wherever you go, I'm willing to travel. Walk through the fire, the snow, or the gravel. They say it's one, can we live twice? Journeys of love, living our lives. When will we go? What shall we see? Once we arrive, who will we meet? Knock at the door, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready. No one is guaranteed tomorrow, so it's today we forget sorrow. Knock at the door, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready. Now we ready, now we ready. Knock at the door, who could it, who could it, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready, now we ready, now we ready. Knock at the door, who could it, who could it, who could it be? You have arrived, now we ready.
The Record Machine Show is a weekly radio podcast produced by Jimmy Howell Productions. All rights reserved. For information regarding distribution or adding this podcast to your website, please visit our contact page at therecordmachineshow.com to submit your request. Thanks for listening. See you next time on The Record Machine Show.
The Record Machine Show.